Alright guys, today's the day, or at least the video, where this thing runs. Got a late start, because we had to run some errands and do some stuff before, but I think we have pretty much every part that it takes to run. So, we're in the process of remounting the turbo. We're clocking it right now to figure out the best way for the drain to work. And yeah, I think we're gonna run it something like that. We might end up bolting these down first before we put the drain on that. Can't really see any reason that we're gonna pull this turbo off. So if there's a few little steps to do it, oh dude, it already cracked.
The weld did? Oh yeah.
Jeez, was it already cracked?
No, I don't remember seeing it cracked last night.
Well, it's painted inside of it, so we painted it cracked.
Okay. We're using AN10 barbed stuff. We still need to do the oil cooler too, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just using 5/8 push lock.
Okay.
Is what we're using. So.
But yeah, so we gotta tighten this up. We're gonna get the fittings on first, right?
We're gonna tighten this up first.
Okay.
So that when that's there, we might not be able to get to that bolt.
Good.
But we need to get the coolant fittings on first.
Before we tighten this up?
I would think, because one of the coolant fittings is down here.
Okay, yeah, so probably clock it, then like move it, put the fitting on, then clock it back.
I was thinking just pull the turbo off and put the fitting on and then put it back on the engine.
Let's do it. Wowee, there's like lines and fittings on this turbo now.
Well, we're about halfway through hooking lines up, so
yep.
we're gonna keep going on that, and then on to engine harnessing.
Yep, and we got ST Vape Boy over here.
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
Nothing, dude. Just doing fuckboy stuff in the ST, you know?
Yeah. Got your access port going yet?
Oh, dude. I'm about to buy 3 cobs.
Will had a surgery. You can see it.
Oh, yeah. I've got a tit-gina.
Yeah.
that was my surgeries.
Yeah.
It's feeling pretty well, though. I actually have already started wrenching again. I probably shouldn't. Don't tell the doctor. But it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's healing very quickly, so.
You know, bone growth around titanium, just instantaneous.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that it's recuperating this quickly.
Yeah. What do you think of the old race car engine?
Dude, it looks like a total unit.
It's Unity.
Total unit.
There's like braided shit and AN stuff.
Oh, you're
things.
gonna feed it coolant?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
We're gonna give this.
It might actually live.
We're gonna give
There was another dude like on track today. Is like, dude, best $130 turbo I've ever seen. Like he said, somebody else was running it.
CX Racing one?
No, the Max Pini rides.
Or yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it just visually, it looks like a pretty fucking decent turbo.
It looks the part.
Yeah.
John said it was that they balanced it, but he wasn't impressed with the wheels, and he thought that the wheels won't have a long life.
Is there cast?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
You just want me to keep turning the boost up until it stops making power, right? Or until it gets the valve off the side?
I think we're going just for 17.
17 PSI?
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy.
17.
So you want to crank
We
it
can
up
go to
until
21. Just make sure all your ignition stuff is new and we can go to 21, no problem.
Everything's brand new.
The motor will handle it.
I'm worried about rocker arms with the added lift.
Okay, well we just won't run it as high RPM. The boost level isn't going to change anything.
I was just worried about the speed that it changes RPM. Is what I was worried about.
Okay, well I can mitigate that with timing.
But then we're just losing power.
No, you're not. You're not losing peak power. I'm just bringing it on slower so it doesn't snap your rocker arms.
Well, I'm saying in between, like on and off throttle and stuff.
It's the rocker arm at the end of the day. Like,
Hopefully it works.
what's going to happen? When the rocker arm breaks, the valve just shuts. So, you're fine.
It's gonna make choo-choo noises. That's all I know about turbos.
Whop, 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 whop.
Air going.
Hamish hiding parts.
Yep. Yeah. Skeet.
Higher than
It's a little in there
And the
though.
O2 sensor is actually in the correct spot, and it's the correct distance away from the pipe. Thank you, John.
everything's.
I hate it when the fucking Honda boys always come in with a dump pipe with an O2 sensor like 6 inches from the end of it, which throws off all of your O2 readings. All of your fuel.
And the intercooler mounts from the front, and it's mid-mounted. So the piping is super short, and there's only 4 couplers on the whole thing, and they're all in the engine bay.
Sick.
So this just goes right there, and it's just coupler, coupler
This
on
is
the
like
turbo.
identical to the setup that I ran on all my A30s when I boosted.
Coupler, and then we welded straight to the throttle body and came way out here. So it's a straight shot into the throttle body. It doesn't turn at the throttle body.
Nice.
So there shouldn't be any turbulence there. And you can change the starter with the intercooler piping on.
Starter maintenance is a big
Well, I'm just saying, like, you
Um,
can get to everything.
Oh, did you have him weld a bung on there for your
And it's
intake
on.
air temperature sensor? John, thank you for doing things right. I appreciate you.
Put that anywhere.
He's been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Just been steadily plugging away at it. I don't know where we left you off, but we have most of the turbo plumbing done. There's both coolant lines are on right here, right here. We have our turbo feed. I actually broke the connector, so Greg at Boost Monkey, shout out to him, is just delivering me one. And he's not gonna bring me an aluminum one, he's gonna bring me a stainless one, so this time I can tighten a little more and it shouldn't just snap. So we'll get that in, got the drain all in, and super heat wrapped. So I think that should work pretty good. We got new studs for the turbo, so we could have some extra, so we can actually crank it down.
Plug wires.
We got the turbo mounted, we got plug wires on, and ended up zip tying them all to like hold them slightly away from everything, just kind of keep it a little bit cleaner. And then I spun the nibs of the actual zip ties all the way underneath so you don't see them, so it should look a little bit better. We got our fuel rail in and our injectors, and we're going, actually I didn't end up getting any injectors, so I just stole the ones out that were from the white car. So they're Deka 60 pounds. Brian, if you're still watching this stuff, man, you said you were going to bring me some injectors. If you still want to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But if not, don't worry about it, man. I appreciate the offer either way.
And one of these wires is not like the other.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to run these NGK wires, but these were off of an ETA, so they didn't have this little pickup, whatever we call it. This is what gives you a tack signal in a 325i, whereas a 325e crank signal tack signal came from one of those crank position sensors that were on the back of the bell housing on the transmission. So we do have one gray wire from an A harness. It is what it is. I'm trying not to be upset about it. I usually build like no fucks given stuff, but I'm like caring about this one. So I found a set of these plug wires for a 325i, a Motronic 1.3 harness, for like $166, and I'm contemplating buying them. But I don't know, we'll see how it works.
You could just spray paint in blue.
I'm also thinking about running the cover. If you guys know about, there's a plastic cover that covers these. Here's another setup. So we have this cover down here that goes on the front, and then there's it clips to that kind of just covers all of this. I'm thinking about running that, but I mean the blue and then like the fresh distributor also looks kind of cool. So I'm not totally decided on that. I couldn't find one here, so I'd have to order it anyway. But yeah, just plugging away at it. I think we're gonna put the harness on now and start going from there and see kind of where we're at. It's just, I've never done any of this before, so this is all new to me.
But it is all like looking proper.
Yeah, so installing the fuel, I really like the way the fuel rail and it works, and that the injector harness has its own like plug off of it, and just these two plugs for the coolant temp sensors. That was like super clean and nice how it just tucks in under there. I really enjoyed doing that. Much better than I know in the E36 one there's just a plastic cover for it, but this is, to me, is a better setup. I like it. I've decided I'm just gonna run a stock fuel pressure regulator for now. If our power goals can be met with it, I have a brand new 3-bar one. My thought process on this, to be honest with you, is I have 60-pound injectors, which are big for, the 400 horsepower that we want to make. And I also have a 284 cam, and then I also have no idle air control valve. We're not going to be running an idle air control valve in this. So this car is probably going to be hard to get to idle, especially when it's cold. So I figured, what is the real point of cranking the fuel pressure up? This should be I didn't run the part number on it, but this should be a 3-bar fuel pressure regulator, which is like 43 or 44 PSI. and that should be plenty with 60-pound injectors to make 400 horsepower on pump gas. We'll see. I'm gonna run this first. It looks way better than like an aftermarket one that I'd have to figure out a way to mount. I could buy one that they make replacement ones that mount into the BMW fuel rail, but I don't know, just the fresh zinc one is just a
Clean look.
it's just a clean look. And I mean, in the vacuum line, it's just like,
It's pretty.
it's a little bit long. Let's trim that down. What we're trying to do here is just keep a nice,
Oh yeah.
clean setup with our stuff,
Look at that.
instead of, you know, getting a bunch of wild aftermarket stuff. Like, I like little things, like blue plug wires looks okay, but I don't want to just like add stuff. So we'll see. I have a few of like the Aeromotive adjustable fuel pressure regulators that are great, like that I had in these other cars. But I've been watching a lot of stuff lately, and I don't know if you guys watch Tommy F yet also, but when they do all those UTRs that they make, and they're, you know, all shooting for between 500 and 600 horsepower on those, they just run the stock GTR fuel pressure regulator. I don't know, like, if that's like a 3.5 or a 4 bar, if it's better than this, but they said something like the stock fuel system on those is good to like 700 or 800 horsepower, or stock fuel rail and stuff. So, yeah, we'll see.
Sad moment.
We've hit our major conflict point.
No, I mean, it's just, they're just making fun of me, but we're just talking about how cool and nice and clean this looked. Our harness doesn't have that 7-pin, so then I called Zach, and all the harnesses he has also don't have that 7-pin. So we decided to run a harness with individual plugs. And it just doesn't look as nice,
The build is ruined.
but it's still cool. It's fine. I'm gonna keep this on the shelf though, so that
When we do find a harness.
this bitch is going up.
Yeah.
This thing is just so easy to work on. I don't even matter if we put the harness on outside of the car. Like, it would have been easy inside the car too. But I think we're about ready to put it in. Need to go get some fuel lines. I don't want to do that when it's in the car. So we have just these ones down here. This one, that one, and that one. One of them isn't used. Gotta get it in the air, figure out which one that is. So I just need to figure out which two to extend, and then my plan is to just put like 4 feet on each of them, get the engine in there, and then just cut them to the perfect length to have them be like zip tied and tucked once they're in.
Don't even mess around with, yeah, just go over.
Yeah.
All right, we got ya boy Chris here.
Fast fuck, boy.
Ya boy Chris.
Fast as fuck.
He's about to be out there killing Lambos and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's probably faster than like a Huracan, maybe.
Yeah.
Same power to weight. Probably.
Lambo killer. Nah, this is more of like a Koenigsegg killer.
Oh.
Yeah. Rolls off the tongue better too.
We start doing rolling 1 mile drags.
Yeah.
Top speed 200.
Yeah. Once the power steering pump is lower than the top, you're good. You're good.
Alright. We can bring it all the way around.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, there goes that motor mount.
I just banged that mount, apparently.
We'll get it closer and be alright.
Okay, stop.
I'm like right in line with this one.
You get it on?
Well, no, it needs to go down like another 1.5 inches to get this one on.
That one goes on first though.
It doesn't matter which one goes on first.
No?
Well, let's get the bolt back in it.
We'll just put one side in and do it.
If the bolt's in, I could probably sit here and...
No, I think it's gonna hit your side first though, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, drop it. Yeah, keep going. Okay, I'm on this side.
I'll
A
get the
little
nut on.
misaligned. if
I'm
you're
on.
gonna-
No, you get the nut on because that's still just a bolt.
Oh,
You can just
okay.
fall out the bottom.
I do this way.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Ooh.
Keep going.
yeah. Keep going.
Ooh.
Keep going.
Oh.
Ooh.
Keep going.
Keep all the way.
Yeah, lower it
No, that's
down.
fine. Just like put the nut on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the nut on it. Ooh, that's some ASMR right there when it just slides right in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. It's been quite a little bit of time since we got the engine in, but we've been doing a lot of planning and looking at other cars and figuring out how this is going to go. We have our battery cable coming from the trunk. What I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to get an E30 type mount or some sort of mount, and we're going to get it on this wall like a normal rear battery E30 was going to be. But instead of all the harness coming over here, all we're going to have come over here is the cable that goes to the starter, the big one, and then this only has one. Most E30s have two, but the wire to the fuse box. But because I want to keep this as clean as possible and everything over there, we're going to leave most of the harness over here. So the harness is already inside the glove box area. But instead of having this come over here at all, we're just having it make an immediate turn and go that way. We're going to cut this fuse box wire, terminal, put a block probably somewhere around here, maybe like an E36 one, and mount that, and then we can have power for that. Here's our DME powers. They're way over here because of the way the harness is run, so then that can go right to it. And I feel like there was a couple more powers, wasn't there?
I don't remember, but there's the coil wire, and we were gonna extend that back over here.
Yeah, we're looking at the powers.
And put it over there.
Yeah, and then, so Hamish skips ahead to the coil. So these are the coil wires. So it'd be cool to mount it all the way over here, but obviously I need like the wire from the distributor that's long enough. So that won't work. So what I'm thinking is run this one back that way and hide it, or continue it this way. I'm not seeing a whole lot that goes to the front. Maybe they come over here and follow this loom and follow it around the front wires.
That'd be kind of clean.
But either way, just try to hide it as much as possible, and then there's our coil, and then just kind of make this just kind of disappear down into this hole over here, kind of be the only thing. So then by doing all of that, we can, you know, usually have like a bunch of harness right here. I can tuck pretty much this entire harness underneath the intake. So I mean, it'll look something like, there's a bunch here that needs zip tied in. This diagnosis port I'm not going to be using. I'm going to take off the bracket from it. But we get all that stuff hidden under there, and it's like, this is how many plugs we'll have on the outside. Like, it's crazy how M20s are kind of like tucked on their own. Like the throttle body position sensor is like right here. Throttle position sensor is like under the throttle body already. We did that switch to these ones. Still think it looks okay, but those are all pretty hidden as well. And then the only other two plugs we have is this one that comes off of the number 6 spark plug for the tack signal, and the crank position sensor, which will also run the same thing, and both of those can run up into there. And that's pretty much all the wiring. We were working on all the plumbing for the turbo stuff, the oil and coolant for the turbo, and this is what we've come up with. So we have this line right here. This is going to be like the coolant feed. It's going to go right through there, down here, tuck this underneath the intake manifold, but we'll put it on top for now. And it's just going to go right there to the thermostat housing. And then the return, this one will have to come straight out here, kind of hide back here, put a P-clamp there, just kind of make it look a little bit nicer. Tuck it in here, and this is going to get cut way down. It's super long, but there's a part on the back of the block that has a 3/8 nipple that would have used that's where the throttle body heater would have been, which we're not using any of that stuff. So that's great. And then you saw the turbo drain before it went in, and then the feed is just going to come right through here. I was thinking about tucking it underneath this, maybe on top of it. We'll see whatever's the cleanest, but just right down there to that oil pressure switch. We ran the battery cable. We got it back here. I picked up this sweet battery box, battery mounting bracket, whatever you want to call it. So I mount it straight through the floor,
just stainless nuts and bolts, and then wrap that around for our positive. Run our negative back through the same hole to one of the seat belt bolts in there. This is all the stuff we've just figured out. Oh, also Greg, Boost Monkey Greg came, brought us more parts because Greg's the shit, and still wouldn't let me pay for them. And then I tried to give him shirts, and he said he had to pay for the shirts. So I'm really confused because he gives me free stuff, but then he won't let me give him free stuff. He's just a good guy, man. You guys should support this man. We're talking about the fuel pressure regulator. I was talking about it earlier. I'm probably good for the actual pressure, but he had a very good point. When I put a high volume pump in the trunk, like in the gas tank, it's probably gonna push through and break the diaphragm in that fuel pressure regulator. And he is totally right, and I don't know why I didn't think of that. So we're gonna steal the one off the E34, the original roadkill car. Technically Zach owns it, so I'll have to replace it, but we're gonna swipe it and then just get him a new one. It's still a lot, man, and building a car, and I'm out here like degreasing the transmission, trying to make it look like perfect. Like, I'm really trying to balance like making a good car and making a car that is a car. So I think it's working though. We have a week. Like right now is when we need to be leaving.
And we've been in this position the day before, so we are doing okay.
Yeah, that was probably a lot of talking. Thanks for sticking around. All right, guys, good morning. I didn't work anymore last night. A margarita and Mexican food was not the move to be productive when we got back. But anyway, getting a late start, chilling, but gonna get the ball rolling and let it pick up speed throughout the day. Today's the day. Shit's gonna go good. So I'm not gonna work on this first thing first. I'm gonna get some other stuff out of the way. I am gonna work on see if I can fix my truck, or if my idea of a fix is going to fix my truck. So I'll be back when we're doing E30 stuff. Stay tuned for the truck video. So this is my 1991 E30. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The paint's starting to feel a little gross. I should give this thing some love here one of these days. How many of you guys have been on the channel long enough to know this car? Probably not many. It's been a while. Anyway, 91 E30, S52, ground controls, 5-lug. It's a nice car. Someday I'll finish it. But anyway, I put this engine in and never finished the wiring because the S52 came out of an E30, but it was an early model car, so it had the square pin, just like our E30 that we have now needs. So I'm going to cut it off of this one.
Just going for all at once.
I'm gonna go for whatever it does.
Oh, nice, you're doing after the connect too, so the wire colors are gonna be there.
Well, this is a S52, so the wire colors won't be there.
Nah, it'll be the same. M20, S52, it's all the same.
But definitely this winter we'll finish this one up and get her on the road. I'm pretty excited for this car. It's done fairly well. It's dirty though. It's been sitting. I think I bought this car in like 2018 or 2019 or something. I've had it a really fucking long time. I put a crack-free dash in it and then it cracked. So, but it'd be cool. I might just sell it when it's done. All right, we're back in here. Our plug out of that S52 E30 does in fact plug in to our M10 E30. It has less wires though. This one seems to have 10 wires. This one seems to have 9 wires, but only 8 pins. 2 of the wires are on the same pin. So, figure out, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna cut this one off somewhere in this area. And then with that removed,
Got itself away from us.
we now have our round C101 for that Ready 30. So
Sweet.
we can wire that one at some point and maybe it'll run.
Thinking in hindsight, we could have just pushed the pins out of that one and then pushed them into the other one.
I've never successfully depinned and pinned a connector. I know it is possible, but I personally have never done it. I know there's like pinning and depinning tools. I'm much better at splicing, and I'm confident in my ability to splice and not have it fail. I know a lot of people think that's a failure point, but I've actually never really had any of those go bad for me before.
So I started looking into this a few days ago, and I actually found a forum thread on converting from round to the square plug. So I have a sheet where I can look at, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wires on it. So we don't have that many. So hopefully we'll see what's left when we're done, and we can actually look at a diagram. So blue goes to blue. So we'll cut all these guys off. Seems like most of the wires in here are like different gauges from each other. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're using all of these wires and then not all of those. So I'm going to splice those ones as we go. I'm going to go ahead and crimp connectors onto each one of these to start with. It's probably going to be 15 minutes into this.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, like I'm not super sure.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we make a contest out of this?
Yeah.
How many beers do you think you can drink before I finish doing this?
I like that.
How many do you think? You got to drink.
I'm not a fast beer drinker in the slightest.
You don't have to be. You just what do you think you can do?
I'd be happy if I could get 3 done.
You're ambitious. All right, I like it.
All right. I'm gonna switch it over to the time lapse then.
You got to drink mainly in front of the camera. At least like show it when you finish one. You know.
Okay.
All right, so we got through there, but the thing that I have that connects, like which ones, isn't correct for our M20 harness. And not all the colors were the same. So I guess I need to actually find some wiring diagrams. I think Will always used RM European, so I think I'm gonna check out some RM European.
All right, everybody. Chris has something to show.
So we got her wired. I think there's just one more we need, just this black wire, and this will be our tack signal. And I'm pretty sure when you go from the early model to like the late model setup or whatever, we just need to, this wire just really runs to the back of the cluster. So we will get that. But this obviously doesn't reach here, and that kind of looks like shit. Check out my plan.
Oh, he's lifting the whole battery box.
Fuse box.
Fuse box, same thing.
And we can just pull that down there, and then we can take this side, and we can, obviously we're gonna harness tape this and make it pretty and everything, but we can get this just way down here out of the way when we're hiding all the other stuff. Because before, that plug was right here on the side of the fuse box, and this was like a cover for it. So another thing that's just gone. Really liking this setup. It's gonna be good.
E30s are fun to work on.
Yeah. Sick, bro.
It's dinner time.
All right, guys. So it's getting late into the second day of this video, so I think we're gonna call it there. Sorry, you didn't see the engine run in this video, but we're getting close. Yet there's still a lot more. Hamish knocked over a full beer, but it was still closed, so we're okay.
Almost a powdery foul.
So, we're gonna work more tonight. We'll keep going. I think Hamish is gonna start editing this video right now. So, it's, I don't know what time, not early, not late, 7 o'clock on Friday. This video is gonna go up middle of the day tomorrow, Saturday. So now you guys are back on track where when you see it, it happened the day before for us. So, bam. Thanks for watching. There's a lot to building a car from scratch for an event in a month with 2 people, but we're gonna do it.
We're making it.
So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Maybe it runs in tomorrow's video, maybe not as well. Tomorrow's video is gonna be, I think we're both taking tomorrow off, Saturday off. So the next video is gonna be whatever I get done tonight, and then the beginning of Sunday. So we'll see how far we can get. We're still sort of on track to be able to put this on the dyno on Monday. We'll see. Get it tuned. We'll see.
We need a slave. That's the big thing.
Comes in tomorrow.
Does it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we can pick that up Sunday.
Yeah.
We're good.
Sweet.
So it's kind of one of those things like we're moving forward. Yeah, Hamish and I have never done any of this before. So we're learning as we go.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna drink a bunch of beer now, and let's see if I can get rowdy in the next video.
You gotta catch up to me, man.
Yeah, Hamish is tuned. Is this my beer?